Imagine waking up tomorrow morning with $1 million in your bank account. You'd probably think you were rich. Now imagine walking into a grocery store only to discover that a single loaf of bread costs $2 million. Your life savings, your salary, everything you've worked for, gone overnight. It sounds impossible. But less than 100 years ago, millions of people experienced exactly this. Families carried wheelbarrows full of cash just to buy groceries. Children played with banknotes like building blocks. Some people even burned money to keep warm, because it was cheaper than buying firewood. How can something everyone depends on suddenly become completely worthless? The answer begins with one simple idea. Money isn't valuable because it's money. It's valuable because we believe it is. The biggest illusion ever created. Take a look at the cash in your wallet. What is it really? It's just paper or plastic. You can't eat it. You can't build a house with it. You can't survive on it. Yet people spend years of their lives working to earn it. Why? Because everyone agrees it has value. Money is one of humanity's greatest inventions. Not because it's physical, but because it's based on trust. Every time you accept money, you're making an invisible promise. You're trusting that someone else will accept it tomorrow. The moment that trust disappears, money stops being money. It becomes nothing more than decorated paper. And that's exactly what happened in Germany. A country in crisis. The year was 1923. Germany had just lost the First World War. Its economy was shattered. Factories had been destroyed. Millions were unemployed. On top of that, the country owed enormous war reparations. The government had a problem. It needed money. Lots of it. There were only two choices: raise taxes or print more money. Printing money seemed easier. At first, nothing looked wrong. The government paid its workers. Businesses continued operating. People had more cash in their pockets than ever before. Everything appeared normal, until prices started creeping upward. Then they doubled. Then doubled again. Then they refused to stop. When everything fell apart, imagine there's only one pizza in town. Normally, 10 people each have $10. The pizza costs $10. Now imagine everyone suddenly receives $1,000. Did the number of pizzas increase? No, there is still only one pizza. So what happens? Everyone offers more money to buy the same thing. The pizza becomes more expensive. Not because it changed, but because the money became less valuable. This is inflation, and in Germany, inflation spiraled completely out of control. Within months, workers demanded to be paid twice a day, not because they wanted more money, because by evening, their morning salary could already buy less food. The moment people received their paycheck, they ran straight to the grocery store, not to shop, to outrun inflation. Stores changed prices several times every single day. A loaf of bread that cost 250 marks in January cost 200 billion marks by November. Think about that. Not 200,000, not 200 million, 200 billion. When money lost all meaning. Soon, cash became a burden. People carried stacks of banknotes tied together with rope. Wheelbarrows replaced wallets. Children built castles using bundles of cash. Some families covered their walls with banknotes because wallpaper was more expensive. Others burned money in their fireplaces. Not because they were wealthy, because buying wood cost more than burning the cash itself. Imagine working your entire life, saving every penny, only to discover that your life savings couldn't buy a single meal. This wasn't just an economic crisis, it was the collapse of trust itself. People no longer believed money would hold value tomorrow, so they stopped trusting it today. And once trust disappears, money dies. It happened again. Germany wasn't the only country. In Zimbabwe, inflation became so extreme that the government printed a $100 trillion bill. You might think that made people rich. It didn't. That note couldn't even buy a week's worth of groceries. In Hungary, after World War II, prices doubled every 15 hours. The government printed numbers so large that people simply stopped counting the zeros. Different countries, different times. The same mistake. Too much money, too little trust. Could this happen again? Could something like this happen today? History suggests yes. Whenever governments print money much faster than their economies produce goods and services, inflation can accelerate. But modern economies also have central banks, financial systems, and policies designed to prevent the kind of runaway hyperinflation seen in history. The lesson isn't that money is fragile. The lesson is that trust is. Money only works because billions of strangers agree that it works. The moment that belief disappears, no amount of printing can bring it back. The next time you check your bank balance, remember something strange. The numbers on your screen aren't valuable because of the ink, or the paper, or the computer storing them. They're valuable because humanity shares a belief so powerful that it built civilizations, and so fragile that when it breaks, even a wheelbarrow full of cash can become worth less than the paper it's printed on. So here's a question for you. If money disappeared tomorrow, what do you think would become the world's new currency? Let me know your answer in the comments. And if you enjoy exploring the hidden stories behind money, history, and human psychology, subscribe because the next story might completely change the way you see the world.